of my position. Cam is my partner. I'm not his artist. I was the CEO of Diplomats. I made Diplomats with him. I was with him for every bit of his journey. Jim Jones, myself, gold records, platinum records, gold albums, platinum albums. No, me, Jim Jones. No Diplomats, no nobody else. Me, Jim Jones. So let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I gotta show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people was done. You heard them. You wanna go to the Billboard entries, pull up Nas Billboard entries, then pull up my Billboard entries.
That's my credit for a bunch of I do in this industry. What say Love Hop? They supposed to say, man, the creator and founder, Jim Jones. Hey, I made the name Love and Hip Hop. That's my name. They didn't make that name. I didn't know that.
This is Jim Jones, and depending on the interview, he'll tell you he's done it all. He's claimed he created love and hip-hop, that his catalog outshines everyone else's, and that he's the muscle and the mastermind who taught the whole game how to move.
What I did for Nas probably never been done for him in his life. He's never been that viral at all, ever. Ever. He's never been talked about like this ever in his life. I got 100 on me now. I got like 40, 50 on me.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's right. You can come get this right now. Right now. Any one of you right now. And it ain't a money thing, but this is here. You heard? If you want to get busy, is there money on the line? Any one of y'all from my era.
But those who actually came up with him say that's cap. People in the industry, even from his own camp, have been calling out his stories for almost 2 decades straight. Jim and Chrissy Lampkin keep saying love and hip-hop was Jim's brainchild, built around their relationship, his vision, his idea.
I never get my credit for a bunch of I do in this industry. What say Love Hop? They supposed to say, man, the creator and founder, Jim Jones. Hey, I made the name Love and Hip Hop. That's my name. They didn't make that name. I didn't know that.
But once you dig into what's really on record, the truth hits way different. Turns out, Mona Scott Young is the real creator and executive producer of Love and Hip Hop. Her name's on every official credit and trade report, not Jim's. He and Chrissy were just cast members, not masterminds. Maybe he tossed out a few ideas, but come on, that's a huge leap from pitching something to actually building one of the biggest reality franchises of the 2000s. Claiming you made love and hip-hop without your name on the credits isn't confidence, it's delusion, and it doesn't stop there. Jim's whole Harlem's Finest story starts cracking the second Cam'ron speaks up. Their relationship's been messy for years, makeups, fallouts, and public drama. Cam'ron exposed it all, saying Jim wasn't really from Harlem like that. He was from the Bronx, his only Harlem tie, his grandma. Cam even said they never grew up together. So those stories Jim tells, straight fiction.
You are a guardian angel and designer. What the f is you talking about, man? You are from the Bronx, bro. You are not from Harlem. Why do you keep thinking that you are from Harlem, bro? You are not from Harlem. I did not grow up with you, man. I did not grow up with you.
Cam broke down exactly how Jim got close to the crew back when Cam, Mace, Big L, Bloodshed, and Herb McGruff were already making noise in the streets. Jim wasn't part of that circle.
You heard our freestyles, and you came up to me one day when I was chilling in front of the house. You said, and this word to my dead mother, yo, man, I heard the freestyles. Y'all killing. Yo, you know my grandmother died. If y'all want to come by and just hang out, y'all, all right, Jomo, thanks. It didn't really make sense at the time because we like, yo, man, where's Jomo inviting us to his house for? Even though he cool. But it didn't make sense to be going to Jomo's house.
He heard their freestyles buzzing through Harlem and wanted in bad. After his grandma passed, Jim started offering up his spot for the crew to chill, trying to fit in, showing love, hoping to get accepted. Cam said, yeah, they'd stop by sometimes to kick it or bring girls through, but he made it clear they never needed Jim's place. According to Cam, Jim was more like a fan hanging around the edges, not a real member of the core. Mace was the one who even taught him how to rap. Jim jumped in later, once the wave was already rolling. And when he tried flexing on Cam with money, it blew up in his face.
You act like on your couch. You was a fan. You begged us. You are a fan. A fan. We didn't grow up with you. I don't see you around none of this. You're not from none of that. You ever see somebody from Harlem try to act like they from Harlem so bad that you gotta keep saying, I'm from Harlem? Who's from Harlem know who's from Harlem. You don't have to keep saying you from Harlem.
Jim Jones really said he's a better rapper than Nas. He went on record claiming he could out-rap anybody from his era, even daring legends to meet him in the booth.
What I did for Nas probably never been done for him in his life. He's never been that viral at all, ever. Ever. He's never been talked about like this ever in his life. I got 100 on me now. I got like 40, 50 on me.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's right. You can come get this right now. Right now. Any one of you
You heard? Right now. And it ain't a money thing, but this is here. You heard? If you want to get busy, is the money on the line. Any one of y'all from my era.
Competition's normal in hip-hop, but this one hit different because we're talking about Nas, a Grammy winner, 2024 Grandmaster honoree, and one of the greatest lyricists ever. The internet lit him up fast. Jim tried to walk it back, saying he wasn't just talking about bars, but marketing too, calling himself a genius. But then he doubled down, bragging about having more Billboard entries than Nas.
Me, Jim Jones, myself. Gold records, platinum records, gold albums, platinum albums. No, me, Jim Jones. No diplomats, no nobody else. Me, Jim Jones. So let's not get into that where we getting the numbers and I gotta show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people was done. You heard them. You wanna go to the Billboard entries, pull up Nas Billboard entries, then pull up my Billboard entries.
Once fans checked the stats, that cap fell apart quick. Jim's got 9 Billboard 200 entries, 3 in the top 10, none at number 1. Nas, 27 albums, 16 top 10s, 6 number 1s. The gap's massive, and Harlem started calling him out for real. When people were asked who's the better rapper, Nas or Jim Jones, the results were straight up embarrassing. Everyone picked Nas, and some even laughed at the thought of comparing the two.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas. Nas or Jim Jones? Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Nas.
Nas or Jim Jones?
Is that a serious question?
Yes, it is.
It's Nas, bro. Jim Jones the clown.
Math Hoffa ran the same poll on his show. Same outcome. Nas took every vote with zero hesitation. Then came the messy Jay-Z situation. For years, Jim tried to act like everything was cool, claiming there was no beef with Hov. Around 2016, he even said things were smooth between him and Roc Nation. But later interviews told a different story. Jim admitted he felt hurt, left out of big Roc Nation deals and major moves. He went from calling Jay his brother to admitting he felt snubbed.
Certain people shouldn't be able to say your names until they've done something in the genre of music. I've done too much in this music to even have to answer that question. Like Jim Jones, who is Jim Jones? Right? He's not on anyone's top 10 list. He's like no one's top 10 list, maybe not even his family. He has no hardware on his wall, no classic album. So from a creative standpoint and the economic standpoint, he doesn't even register. So why do I have to answer that question, you know?
Even Jay threw a little shade back and fans noticed fast. The flip-flop was wild. Every time Jim told it, the story kept changing like he couldn't keep up with his own script. Then there's the whole Bloods General image Jim's been pushing for years, claiming he ran things, gave orders, and moved like a boss. But when the 16 federal case hit and those 9 Trey wiretaps dropped, things got real messy fast. Jim's voice was right there on those tapes talking street business, yet when indictments came down, his name was nowhere to be found. No arrest, no charges, nothing. That had people talking.
I don't know why people think they city make them. Like, you don't know how much of a clown you look like in 2025 running back for a Compton stamp. He said, I'm gonna go over here and pay these to go to the park. I'm not from Compton. I'm like, bro, I'm not from Compton. I don't give a what park you go to in Compton.
Legal experts and hip-hop heads all asked the same question. If Jim was really the general giving orders, why was he the only one who walked free? If the feds buried 9 Trey leaders for decades, how did Jim slide out untouched? Folks started wondering what really protected him, because it didn't match the image he'd been selling. Then Wack 100 stepped in, claiming Jim's so-called respect in LA. He paid for it. Word is, Jim allegedly offered Wack 100 money just to get a pass in Compton so he could move safely. Right after that, he hit Instagram posting clips of himself chilling in Compton parks, acting like he was good everywhere. But to those who knew the truth, it looked staged, like a performance, not respect. Even Faizon Love clowned him, saying the closest Jim ever got to a real Blood set was watching Colors.
He ain't never been on no Blood set. Closest thing he been to a Blood set is Colors. He ain't been on Pyro Street and Colors. He ain't been to Emerald Hills, Bunny Boys. He ain't been to Lincoln Park. He ain't been to none of them places and put in some work.
Then came his so-called athlete era. Jim flooded socials with gym clips and shadowboxing videos trying to look like a real fighter. But Twitter wasn't buying it. They roasted his form, his footwork, even his punches. It turned into a full meme fest. People zoomed in on his noodle arms and chicken legs, and other rappers joined in on the jokes. What was supposed to be a flex turned into another L, and just like that, the fake flexes weren't his only problem. His beefs were even uglier. Raw Diggs wasn't some fake internet gangster. His record was real. We're talking drugs.
Raw Diggs got 3 life sentences. You heard about this?
I actually seen it on, I think it was on your website yesterday, and I was like, and I feel bad.
Armed robberies and multiple bodies tied to his name. When the feds caught him, they didn't play. 3 life sentences plus 105 extra years. That's how serious it was. So when Jim Jones crossed paths with Raw Diggs, that was a dangerous move. Raw was trying to turn his life around, getting into music, linking with artists and recording tracks, but one studio session with Jim turned ugly fast. Jim always says his rule is simple, no street talk in the studio, but Raw came in heavy, dropping blood politics and gang stories like it was casual. Witnesses say Jim snapped, yelling, "Man, get out of here with that blood talk." Raw was stunned. A real street name like him wasn't used to being checked. He asked if Jim really meant it, and Jim doubled down. The whole room tensed. And then chaos started brewing. Voices got loud, and witnesses said the air in that studio turned ice cold. It was seconds away from turning deadly. Luckily, some dudes jumped in fast, separating Jim and Raw before it got physical. But Raw wasn't about to just walk away. He smashed a glass door on his way out and stormed off. Later that night, Jim had a show at SO's Rendezvous, and everything started smooth, crowd hype, music blasting. Then suddenly Raw Diggs walked in with his crew, Deep and Dangerous.
So Max B, now you, my friend, you had a falling out with Jim Jones, right?
Yeah, we had our mutual differences.
The DJ spotted him and shouted, "Raw Diggs in the building," like royalty just showed up, and that's when the vibe flipped instantly. Jim's face said it all. 1 minute confident, the next, he looked shook. He didn't wait around, he dipped fast. Nothing popped off that night, but behind the scenes, things were tense. Word is, one of Raw's guys was ready to act. If Raw had given the word, that night could have ended ugly, but he let Jim walk away untouched. For someone like Raw Diggs, letting Jim walk was shocking. This was a man known for never letting disrespect slide. People started wondering why Jim got a pass. Some say after that studio incident, Jim finally learned who Raw really was, his charges, his violent past, his whole street resume. If he didn't know before, he sure did after. Then came the Max B fallout, easily Jim's most personal and painful beef. What makes it wild is that they used to be close. Max wasn't just a rapper in Jim's circle. He was his ghostwriter, his right-hand man, part of the whole Bird Gang movement. They moved like brothers until it all fell apart. When Max caught that murder charge, he said Jim abandoned him when he needed him most. The loyalty was gone, and the respect died with it. Max snapped, dropping a mixtape with tombstones that read, "Here lies Jimmy Jones," and the diss track She Touched It in Miami, claiming he slept with Chrissy Lampkin. That track set the streets on fire. Dissing Jim was one thing, but dragging Chrissy Lampkin into it made it personal, and that's when things exploded. Max claimed one night he spotted Jim in traffic, and Jim tried to box him in like a setup, but Max wasn't having it. He rammed Jim's Bentley and punched him in the face before speeding off.
As far as that paperwork goes, we don't do paperwork no more. There's no such thing as paperwork. Max, never have another project. There's no negotiation. I don't want to be friends. I don't care about no negotiation because I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
Even while locked up, Max never let the beef fully consume him. Over time, he hinted he'd be open to peace, but Jim always brushed it off, acting like Max never mattered. In a recent interview, though, Jim finally admitted he did Max dirty, confirming what fans suspected all along. Then came 50 Cent, and you already know his name stays in every rap feud.
Just seen the Breakfast Club. Jimmy be popping all that bullshit. I be seeing Jimmy talking about, "We Gucci, boo boo." He in the Gucci store talking about, "We Gucci, boo boo." Like King they was going you up. Jimmy, they was like, "Marita Moneda, Coca-Cola, Pedro."
It'd be money in case they wanted to know. Tell them we Gucci. we Gucci, boo-boo.
Their tension goes back to 2007 when Dipset was falling apart. Seeing the chaos, 50 invited Jim to perform at his shows, not out of love, but to stir the pot and expose the cracks inside Dipset. It wasn't unity, it was straight up chess.
Jimmy was not a rapper then.
Right.
He was your man, like on the side, like in the side, just he was not a rapper at all.
Right.
So when Ballin' took place, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, he having a moment. And I just looked and I knew I just took the shot, Murder, to see, because I wasn't sure he was gonna go for it. Mm-hmm. But I was like, we like Jimmy better than you anyway, Cam. You gotta watch and see how he responds. And then when you see, he like,
Oh, you really like that? Hey, give me this. Get me, Jim.
Both of them. Pause though. Get off my.
Jim later fired back in an interview with Justin LaBoy, calling out both 50 and Cam'ron, saying both of them paused though, get off my, yeah, there's only space there for baby girl man. But 50 being 50, he took it way further. During 16's federal trial, 50 pulled up actual court transcripts where Jim's name showed up as individual one. He didn't have to say it. The implication was clear. Fans started wondering if Jim was playing both sides, maybe even cooperating. That rumor alone hit his street credibility hard. Once 50 lit that flame, the internet ran wild. In hip-hop, being labeled an informant is poison, and 50 made sure that talk stuck. He clowned Jim nonstop, and when talk of a Versus battle came up, Jim shut it down quick, saying, I don't want to do nothing with that sucker. Then came True Life, a beef that turned deadly serious. At first, True Life and JoJo Capone were actually protecting Jim and Dipset, holding things down when the streets got hot. They risked it all to keep situations from turning violent, but over time, they felt disrespected and underpaid. From their side, they were risking their lives, and Jim wasn't showing enough love back. That's when things exploded. True Life snatched Jim's Bird Gang chain and turned it into public humiliation, flashing it in interviews, laughing like it was proof Jim wasn't who he claimed to be.
Jimmy Neutron, you try to say this piece don't exist? There's only one who do this. Step the diamond game up, man. You're not balling. It look better on camera. I'm seeing it right there. Look, put the game. It look better on camera.
In the streets, that's not about jewelry, it's about respect. Watching True Life flaunt that chain crushed Jim's image, especially when his authenticity was already under fire. Jim tried saving face on Hot 97, but his words only made it worse. True Life felt even more disrespected, and the beef got darker fast. It could have turned deadly, but it finally cooled down only after True Life got locked up on another case. Prison might have hit pause on the situation, but the memory never faded. To this day, Jim barely speaks on it, probably because it's one of those L's that just doesn't wash off no matter how much time passes. And when you step back, it's crazy how many blows Jim's taken over the years. From messy fallouts and fake flexes to wild feuds and endless drama, it never stops. Everywhere he goes, chaos tags along like his shadow. The truth is, the industry doesn't see Jim as a legend anymore. They see him as a headline, a man who built his own image just to watch it crumble right in front of him. Instead of earning respect, he's become the punchline people can't stop roasting. If you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe to UrbanBars, hit that like, comment, and share this video. Stay locked in. There's way more truth coming your way next.